Okay, so now that we've imported SpriteMan into our project, the first thing to kind of look at is some of the demo scenes that come with SpriteMan 3D. They're going to be found here under the SpriteMan 3D folder, inside Demos, and Scenes. And this is going to be a quick overview of what the scenes are, and then I'm going to do a deep dive into each scene and kind of all the various components that come as part of demos for SpriteMan. So the first one is that I want to show is a scene here with four little knights that are kind of all pointing in different directions. See, this guy is facing that way towards the blocks. This guy is, he's pointing that way towards the rest of the group. This guy's pointing the other direction. And this is going to be our playable character. In game mode, each one comes with a little screen. Each scene comes with a little screen that kind of gives you instructions and some tips. And these are playable scenes where you have a little character that you can control. You can do some actions. You can move him around. He does an attack. You can do a jump, knock into things, and you can generally see how the perspective of the various sprites change as you're walking by them. That's the first scene. Next scene is going to be a humanoid type character. When we focus on this guy, this was rendered, it's just a bunch of sprites that were rendered from a 3D model. Okay. And in game view, it kind of gives you the same type of information. So, we can walk around. If you press shift, he'll start running. This guy is not able to jump. But anyway, that's the idea behind this scene, was that you can rig up SpriteMan to have relatively high resolution and complex characters. That's why I made a more complex 3D render and rendered everything out in all the various directions. And another thing to note is that this guy is also, this is an example of the asset in 16 direction mode. And that looks like this. And I'll get more into in depth in a later video as well for that specifically. The last scene to note is SpriteMan allowing various layers of sprites. So what does that mean? It means that you can do things like add customizable clothing to your characters and whatnot. So for example, I can hide these things. I can hide and display. This guy is made up of multiple layers, and you can enable and disable the layers in the game view. Kind of shows you how. So you have to look at that. It tells you, okay, look at the hierarchy, and then kind of dig around through the project folders to figure out what. And this guy can jump, he can move. We want to give him hair, a shirt, give him some pants. Let's give him some shoes. You can choose these here in the play mode. And you can also give them like some weapons. Now the weapons don't have, a lot of these things don't have certain animations. So, like the mace and the weapons, they don't animate as you're walking around. But you can see them in action when you're standing still and when you're attacking. So, okay.